Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie, if you're new here. And today, it's finally time. This is the bunny vlog, and I'm so excited to not only re-dive into this for my first ever reread of Bunny. It's been a minute since I've read Bunny, so I feel like this time around it's gonna be just as wild and intriguing and joyful as the last. But as you guys are probably aware, the sequel, what's being called the sequel prequel of Bunny, is now out as well. It's We Love You Bunny. This was definitely brought on by the fans and the love for Mona Awad's original Bunny. But I don't know, I am so torn. I see mixed reviews, 50-50 thoughts on this, that it was super unnecessary, but then I also see people being like, it is incredible and everything that Bunny needed, and definitely for the fans of Bunny, and I'm definitely a fan, so I'm excited to see where I land, because part of me thinks, did we need this? But then part of me is just like, I'm super excited to see where this goes, especially like with the idea of it being a sequel and a prequel. I'm excited to see where it goes. But first, we definitely have to start the reread because it's been a minute. I have really been into rereads. I think it's actually going to be a goal of mine for the new year, at least reread a past love book each month. Because there's so many that I'm like, oh, I want to read that again. It's been so long, and this is one of them. So I'm so excited to pick it back up. And I just recently actually ordered this because I didn't even own a copy of Bunny. So yeah, now I have this paperback version of it, and we will get into We Love You Bunny. But I did get this stunning edition from Barnes & Noble, and it is signed, which I thought was really cool. Anyways, we're gonna dive into Bunny. I'm just gonna take you guys with me. I don't even know what all is gonna be going on during this time that I'm reading these, but I'm gonna take you guys along with me and update you guys on Bunny and We Love You Bunny as we go. And I guess I definitely need to make some type of disclaimer here that although I won't be spoiling Bunny as I'm reading Bunny, I can't promise spoilers for Bunny once I get to We Love You Bunny, because they might intertwine like sequels typically do. Maybe even like the prequel kind of gives something away from Bunny. I will be reading this non-spoilery, but yeah, I just feel like the first book is probably gonna get spoiled. Something's gonna get spoiled, so if you have read Bunny, you are safe. If you have read both of them, obviously you're safe. But if you have not gotten to Bunny yet, you can definitely enjoy this first part as I'm rereading through this. I won't spoil anything for you, but yeah, once we get into the We Love You Bunny portion, no promises, some things might slip out. A scholarship student who prefers the company of her dark imagination to that of most people, Samantha Heather Mackey is utterly repelled by the rest of her graduate fiction writing cohort at New England's elite Warren University, a clique of unbearably saturine yet sinister rich girls who call each other Bunny and seem to move and speak as one. But everything changes when Samantha receives an invitation to the Bunny's fabled smut salon and finds herself inexplicably drawn to their front door, ditching her only friend Ava in the process. As Samantha plunges deeper and deeper into the Bunny's world and begins to take part of their monstrous experiments, the edges of reality begin to blur. Soon her friendships with Ava and the Bunnies will be brought into deadly collision.
You got some time, wanna try that thing you like? Oh, come on, boy, don't act surprised, cause I feel you when you're feeling me too. Thought it'd be a fling like in the movies, but when I see you coming, kinda moves me. And now I can't help thinking how we're doing, cause you might be my first one. So let's play this game and promise you'll be honest. Listen closely when I say first, it's my turn. Never have I ever wanted more than touch. Never have I ever dreamed of more than fun. Never have I ever thought you'd be the one. Guess I'll fall in love. It's a game we play, but don't play with me. This ain't out of lust, you should be with me. So let's play.
About legends. They don't set out to be legends. They just burn so bright the rest of us can't look away.
Nashville, watch me take a good thing and fuck it all up in one night. Yes, me, I'm the one on the road away from the headlights. No sleep, I'm probably wasting time with people that don't like it. I think. I want to say happy 5th anniversary to an album that changed my entire fucking life. I sold some tickets to come see my downfall. It's so finished. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I'm okay with the fact I'm a little off track, to be honest. I've been through relationships, I've never been in love, but hands up now. Ever since you walked away, I can't wait to taste your breath. Sunset on my black parade. I can't wait to see what's next when the phones are off, and the clothes are off, and the lights are on, 'cause you turn me on. I love y'all very much. Until I see you, happy holidays. Love ya.
Be honest. Listen closely when I say. Now it's your turn. Never have I ever wanted more than touch. Never have I ever dreamed of more than fun. Never have I ever thought you'd be the one. Guess I'll fall in love. Love. Put a finger down. Love. Look at that, I'm out. Never have I ever thought I'd have.
Hello, you guys. It feels like it's been a minute since I've last talked to you guys because after the concert, well, after I left you guys, we went to the concert, and then after the concert, I was busy, I got sick. Ugh. I am finally to the point, I sound like a broken record because today's the first day where I have felt like back to life. And so I've been doing a lot of vlog clips, so you're going to see this quite a bit if you watch other videos on my channel as well. If my voice sounds funny, I've been sick. I'm getting better. I might sound a little winded because I've been filming clip after clip after clip, trying to catch up over here. But I did want to check in with you guys. First of all, you can skip ahead if you're not interested whatsoever. But the concert was amazing. I didn't even tell you guys about it, I don't think, in this video, but I was like, you know what video am I gonna put this in? And I was like, well, I'm currently reading Bunny. I took Bunny with me, so I was like, I'm just gonna put it in my Bunny video. So bear with me for a minute if you don't care or skip ahead. One of my favorite artists is MGK, and I've been a fan for years and years and years. Definitely like all different genres he's dabbled in, but rock and like alternative has been like, that's just my jam. So like, it's everything to me. So I really picked up more on his vibe with Tickets to My Downfall. Not just that, it is like one of my all-time favorite albums, my favorite album from MGK. And the fact that I missed that tour, I've always been super bummed about it. I did make it to Mainstream Sellout. I did go to that tour. But yeah, I missed tickets, and now he has Lost Americana. We plan to go in the summer, hopefully. We still haven't got tickets because we're trying to like plan everything out and if we're gonna take the boys with us, and it's an outside event. There's a lot to like factor in, but we plan to go to that one, but it's like later next year, like June-ish. So he's coming to our state then, but for the rest of 2025, every show, he was not only playing, like at the beginning and the end, some from Lost Americana, but he was also playing start to finish, Tickets to My Downfall, to celebrate 5 years of Tickets to My Downfall, which is insane. Yeah, needless to say, I told James, I was like, I know it's Christmas time. I know it's hard because it's like you're getting tickets and we have Christmas to, you know, buy, and we have so much stuff already going on. Like, it's just gonna be a crazy, hectic time, but like, he's gonna be in Nashville. And Nashville is like around 4-ish hours from us. So I was like, we could pull this off. And when I tell you guys, it was so hard. Not only was it a school night, James had to take off work. I had to take off work. But we pretty much had to take the boys to school. Then my grandparents had to pick them up and take them home to stay the night. So we hit the road. We had enough time to get food, and then we stood in line and merch for, I kid you not, like an hour at least, if not longer. I did get this really cool shirt though. I got the shirt I wanted. There's a bunch of Coulsons on it, and on the back it has the MGK dice and the Lost Americana tour, and then all of the dates. I absolutely love it, and I guess it was worth standing in line for an hour. After that was the show. Julia Wolf is incredible. So it was so cool seeing her as an opener. I've loved, I think it's called In My Room and Jennifer's Body for a while. So yeah, she performed both of those and plenty more. She went on at 8, and I think it was like till like 8:30ish, and then MGK came out around 9, and he played until a little after 11. It was a very long show, and then we were back on the road. We did, before the show and after the show, we had to walk a couple blocks from the parking garage, so it was kind of cool, like walking around the arena in Nashville, because neither one of us has ever been to Nashville, even though it's only 4 hours away from us. So that was really cool. We did have to walk back to the parking garage and head home because we had the 4-hour drive. So we made it back to my grandparents extremely late, but the boys were happy because they don't like to spend nights without us, and we knew they were already gonna have a hard time with it. Just to get a couple hours of sleep, get back home, take the boys to school the next day. Oh my gosh, that alone, I feel like I needed a couple days to like recoup after. Yeah, MGK, of course, was incredible. Julia Wolf was incredible. All of the band with MGK are always phenomenal. Sophie on the guitar, Rook on the drums. Slim always joining him is like, oh, my heart. If you're an MGK fan, you know. But besides that, for a song, he brought up Modson, which I believe Modson's joining him later on in the tour as maybe like an opener, as well as Wiz Khalifa. I'm kind of really excited about that. But besides that, he also brought out Bailey Zimmerman to do Lonely Road with, and he also, I think, sung a verse from like one of his songs. I'm assuming he's from Nashville, so that's why, but that was really cool to see another artist. It was overall a great time. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but yeah. It was very festive, everything being decorated for Christmas, and I am so glad that I was able to go to one of the dates, because seeing Tickets to My Downfall play out like that. Oh, and there's a point of the concert where he lets the crowd choose like which song, and so he picked between 5150, which I love, it's from Mainstream Sellout, but also Hangover Cure from the like deluxe edition of Tickets to My Downfall, and it's one of my favorite songs. And I had told James on the way, I was like, I've been seeing the set list and he hasn't been playing Hangover Cure anymore, and he was at the beginning. And I said, I'm super bummed. I said, I really hope he plays it tonight. And that's the two songs the crowd's supposed to choose for, or cheer for, and bet your ass I was screaming. Oh my gosh, and I did get it. We got Hangover Cure, and there was definitely some people who were pissed because they wanted 5150, and I am so sorry, but like, I feel like this was my moment, and I needed Hangover Cure so bad, and I've never seen him play that one live. I freaking loved it. He also played Why Are You Here, which is another favorite, as well as just title track and all of the Tickets songs, honestly. There's also like a mixed melody of like Wild Boy from Laced Up. Oh, what else? I know they played A from Mainstream. Yeah, I don't know. It was a really, really good set list. I can't wait to do like a journal spread, and I'm gonna put the set list and everything in there, so. Besides that, you guys, I have not made it very far into Bunny, so I'm taking Bunny with me today to hopefully make some more progress. We are getting out of town before the holidays one more time to do some last minute shopping. I actually have a Barnes & Noble card, so I definitely want to stop by there and get something for the end of the year. And yeah, probably let the boys do something fun today, get them out of the house. Since it's break, they're already going so stir crazy. But Bunny, So far, I've only made it to chapter 6. We have met our characters. I want to do like a journal spread of like the different characters, like the different bunnies, because I do kind of get them confused a little bit, especially at the beginning. All of their like different names and what they go by, and what they look like. So I thought it'd be really cool to maybe try to find some fan art or something to where I can put it in the journal and write next to it so I know who is who. But yeah, we follow Samantha, I believe. Sam, yeah. Samantha, who is in college. She's in like this literature program and she is stuck. She's like at this art school. So like her best friend is an artist and draws while she writes. And that means that she is not in the same classes with her friend, Ava, I believe is her name. Yeah. And they're kind of like the Janice of Mean Girls. And our bunnies are the Mean Girls. And so this is kind of like a Katie being taken from her friends and mixed in with the Mean Girls, Regina George and the clan. That's the vibe of this. That's the setup of this. And she has been invited to a smut salon where they get together and they talk about like what they're writing and help each other out workshop style because they have a literature class together. That's about as far as I've gotten so far. That's kind of the setup for this, but things are very strange. They call each other bunny. They're a little obnoxious and things are just kind of eerie and weird. And with Mona Awad, it's always gonna be weird. I'm super excited to continue this. We are hitting the road, so I'm gonna take it along with me and hopefully give you guys another check-in at some point.
You make it easy to be me. I hope you feel the same. So I say, never have I ever, never guess I'll fall in love. Love, put a finger down. Love, look at that, I'm out. Never have I ever thought I'd have someone. Guess I fell in love. Raindrops, star drops, the clouds won't stop. My umbrella hangs by the door. The skies are hue, the darkest of blue. Now I swear I felt this before. You scented me here. Are you still there? When days are long, I sing a song. A tiny palm rolls around. A distant dream. You'll always stay in my It's safe inside. You don't have to hide in the place we've made just our style. The worlds we find, let's lose track of time. So please won't you stay for a while? You scented me here. Are you still there? When days are long, I sing a song. A tiny palm rolls around. A distant dream. You'll always stay in my
So excuse me because I still sound the same, if not worse, today. And I also look like this. Look, it was skincare, full shower, all of that type of day. So that's what I'm doing today. And it feels so weird. Like it feels like a Sunday because I'm pampering and like getting stuff done that I typically would on a Sunday, but it actually is a Tuesday. I feel so weird. I think it's a Tuesday. Anyways, I have made it to about halfway through Bunny. I have passed that first like smut salon where it's just like, whoa, this is what they're doing. If you know, you know. Dare I say I'm loving it even more through the reread. I think because there's been so much time, some of it is still jarring and shocking, but other parts I know are coming. And so like that anticipation and like knowing that that is what's to come, it's making the journey like just incredible. I love it so much. I feel like there's not going to be much more I'm going to be able to say about Bunny, at least in this section, because it'll be too spoilery. But I thought, since I didn't check in last night, I was so tired when we got home, I thought I would check in now, because we did go out to eat. We got some Chili's, our fave, and then went to Target. I did get a candle. I got some more of like my favorite wax melts, like my favorite scent, and it was so cute. Like I told the boys, I was like, smell this. And because they were, of course, smelling all the candles. And I said, smell this one. And I showed them the wax, and they were smelling it. And they're like, that smells so familiar. And I'm like, ah! I'm already, like, making those, like, scent memories with my kids. And I love it because it's, like, I don't know. There's just certain scents when you smell it, you think of, like, a person or somebody's home. And, like, they feel that way about this one. It was so sweet. But this is the same brand. What is it called? Threshold. Is the brand of my wax. So we ended up, the candles were like buy one, get one 50% off. Oh, I wish you guys could smell it. This is the blood orange and pomegranate one. I love it. And I love like the little amber jar. Listen, I'm a sucker for the dollar section. For $3, I got this insanely adorable cat mug. They had, sorry, it keeps focusing on me, cat mug. They did have the puppies too, but you know, I'm a cat girl. I love it. Also, I'm a list girl, and I got these and the boys were like, oh no, because it says chore chart. And I was like, no, this is for me. I'm like, I need this because I'm every day I make a list of like my to-dos, and I usually will like take a piece of paper and like fold it in half and then just try to like fill up one side so it's like, it looks like a little book, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 sides for 4 days, and use that same list so that I'm not as wasteful. But how cool is this? I can use it every day, and then there's, you know, I can just write down an order, like, or, you know, which ones I want to get done first. It also has a magnet and a stand, no matter, like, so I can put it, like, you know, on the fridge, or I can set it somewhere if I want to. I love it. And it was just, I don't know, probably $5. Yeah, $5. The marker doesn't hold on to it great, which is kind of a little bit of a letdown, but it is what it is. It was $5. I also went ahead and got this. They had a couple different ones. You can tell like it's the beginning of the year almost because all the planners and stuff are out. But this one is the days of the week. Also in the dollar section, look at these mittens. They are ginormous. I'm going to literally look like a Yeti or a snowman or something, but they make my hands so big, but they're so cozy. They're like fleece, that like felt or like fleece, like softer than felt, but like almost like fleece lining, and then just super soft on the outside. I love them. We went to the Christmas parade, and usually when the boys were younger, we would just sit in the car because it would be so cold for them. And this year they're like, let's get out of the car. Like, it'll be so much fun. And we were freezing. And my hands, oh my gosh, I got back in the car and I was like, I feel like I could just like snap my fingers off. They're so cold. That's a visual for you. So yeah, now I will be prepared. I'm like, I have mittens and stuff like that for the boys, but like I never have mittens for me. Last thing from Target, the boys did get some stuff. We just said, okay, this is like some early Christmas because we couldn't help ourselves. But James found this and I thought he was just going to show me it, but then he bought it and I was like, that's so cool. I love Sims. Me and my sister grew up playing, and I think it's supposed to kind of be like Life is what he was saying when he was looking at it. But yeah, he just put it in the cart and I was like, so sweet. I'm so excited to try it out though. And all of the, like, I wonder if all the lore is in here with like all of the main families and stuff. I see Bella Goth and Bob Pancakes. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to send a picture to my sister and be like, look what they have at Target. So after that, we went to the mall, I believe. It was just the mall. The boys, there's like this like jump place with a bunch of like jump houses and stuff. It's always nice to like bring a book and like let them jump and play and stuff. So we did that for an hour. But James went to Old Navy, maybe someplace else, but me and the boys went to Barnes & Noble. And this particular Barnes & Noble, you guys, so I do have a little bit of a haul. Sidebar really quick. My friend slash technically boss, she got me in my early Christmas to me, and one of them was this book, Nosferatu by Joe Hill, which is one of my favorite holiday books. And I told her, I was like, I actually really like this book, but I don't own it. So you did really good. She's one of the brave ones who actually bought me a book. Everybody's like, I'm too afraid to buy you a book because I'm afraid you already have it. I have read this, but I don't own it. So I'm super excited to own it now. But she also gifted me one of the Barnes & Noble like candles. And this is the one that I wanted. I think they come in a set, but this is the bookshop one. And how cute is it? It kind of smells like pine almost, I think. Let me see if it says the scent. No, I don't see the scent on here, but it smells kind of like pine. I kind of feel like it's going to be one of those things like I don't light it. I just like keep it on the shelf because it's just so cute. There's like a cat laying on the shelf and there's just a bunch of books. Oh, I love it. But she also gave me a little bit of like this bubbly drink and also a Barnes & Noble gift card. So some of this is also from her because I did use my Barnes & Noble card. One of my 25 and 2025, and maybe, is it in my 10 by the end? I don't even know if I'm going to accomplish my 10 by the end. Man, I stacked those and I was like, yeah, that's doable. And now it's like the end of December and I'm like, oh my gosh. But anyways, 13 Months Haunted by Jimmy Giuliano. I just really wanted this. I owned his other one and I really enjoyed it. And more than anything too, like his covers are just incredible and I hope he keeps this up. Maybe we can expect like a cassette player or like a cassette or something like that in his next one. I don't know, but I'm loving like the VHS and now the CD. I love it. I also went ahead and picked up this because I just love the cover. I've heard mixed feelings about it, but I feel like it's gonna land better for me than some. Like I feel like this is gonna be kind of like, oh, what is that book called? The Eyes Are the Best Part. I was trying to look for my phone, but The Eyes Are the Best Part. I feel like this is going to be up that alley, and I think I'm going to like it. I love unhinged, just insane books, so I'm excited for this one. And I just loved like the little paperback of it. It's so cute, and the eyes are kind of like glossy on it. I don't know if you can tell. But at this Barnes & Noble, I've looked many, many times because I love Fangoria so much. But it literally pains me to pay almost double whenever I have to order it from their website. And I end up doing it because I really like collecting them. But it literally pains me because one magazine will end up being anywhere between 30 and 40 bucks when they literally are $20. So I am still missing volume 28, I believe. I still need to get it if they have it on the site still. But I found volume 29, yeah, 29, which is their last one for this year. And I was so excited because I was able to just pay the $20 for it and not the shipping and everything else with it. And yeah, we have some Five Nights at Freddy's. We have another Slasher Nation from Stephen Graham Jones, which is super exciting. What else? We have The Black Phone 2, Good Boy, The Running Man, Frankenstein, and I'm sure so much more. I'm so excited to sit down and take the time to like go through it. But they also have a little exclusive like, you know, special edition one that they came out with, which is all about Frankenstein. This is sold out on their website. So I seen it there and I was like, that's mine. I absolutely love it. There is exclusive set photos and interviews and just a bunch behind the scenes and like inspiration from like the older Frankenstein movies and the book and all of that. Like there's just so many cool imagery and everything else in this. I am so excited to dive more into this. I did do a little bit of light reading of this at the mall. Yeah, I think that's the Barnes & Noble haul. Besides that, I got home last night and checked the mail, and I had a little something from In the Void book club, Sarah, who now I've mentioned in at least 3 videos, almost back to back to back, if not back to back to back. Sarah is my friend who runs the In the Void book club, and she sent out this little postcard saying thank you for a wonderful year, but also letting us know when the meeting is for our mini read, which is before Q1 and, you know, in between our last quarter for 2025, and what we're reading when the meeting is, and reminding us that the scavenger hunt is coming to a close, so to submit our finds. And I believe I have completed mine. I just need to submit everything. But on top of that, this little sticker sheet, how cute is this? I mean, I'm not gonna gift these to anybody because they're too cute. I think I'm gonna put them in my journal though. I'm like, they're so adorable. I love them. They're just like to and froms. Ah, I love it. So anyways, there is my little haul and update for this vlog. I am going to chill out and read some more for a little bit, make some dinner later. I have a lot of laundry to do and just stuff like that to kind of just get done around the house so that we can relax more on the actual holidays. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping I can tackle through this book and make a lot of progress today, or maybe even finish it so that I can get into We Love You Bunny. I finished it. Again, I think I enjoyed it more this time around than the first time. It just is so incredible, and I feel like there's details that may have like slipped my mind or just went past me last time that this time I'm like, whoa, like mind-blowing moment. Although the same story that I remember is there, and it's still just so like, I don't know, it's just such a silly time. Like, you just really don't know what to expect this one, but it's just done in the best, like, weird girl way. Oh, it's so good. The bunnies have like this literary workshop, but like they're doing this almost like ritualistic thing to bring animals, bunnies, to like life. And that's as far as I will go spoilery wise, but it's just such a silly horror time, and it's so unhinged and just phenomenal. Anyways, again, 5 stars. I loved my reread. And now I'm going to be jumping into We Love You Bunny. Here because I just finished filming for another video, but I'm not done getting ready. So I thought I would finish getting ready while talking to you guys real quick because it's Christmas. I don't know how much time I'm really going to have today with festivities and such. Don't mind the mess behind me. That was like my last minute wrapping station last night, so I've got to clean it up. Yeah, let's talk about We Love You Bunny because I've been flying through this. have been loving it to a point where I'm trying to like slow myself down. I mean, I'm over halfway already. I'm trying to slow myself down because I'm like, oh my gosh, you're devouring this. But I wanted to like check in. I did mention in the beginning of this video that like I'm not gonna spoil We Love You Bunny, and I'm not going to. I do want to talk a little bit about it, so I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where like, obviously if you haven't read the original Bunny, you should click away if you don't want to be spoiled, because I feel like that book, parts of it are going to be spoiled talking about this one. But honestly, these are really hard books to even talk about in a sense of not wanting to spoil anything, or like just feeling like you should, I don't know. It's so hard. They're so hard to talk about in general because there's so much going on, but at the same time so little. It's more dialogue than anything that like, it's really hard for me to really spoil that much for you. And more than anything, it's an experience. With that being said, this is pitched as not only a sequel, but a prequel. And me going into it, I didn't know like what that was really going to consist of. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. And the fact that this is broken up into, I believe, 5 parts. So I also wanted to talk about the different parts, maybe like the POVs we're getting, the different things like such. So yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, you can just click away. But more than anything, it's not that much of a spoiler. It's just like the setup of the book and maybe spoilers for the first book. Because as you know, the first book has our girl Sam. Well, this book starts off with them having Sam. Like the bunnies have Sam, and they're like, you're gonna sit down. They tied her up, but they're like, you're gonna sit down and you're gonna listen to our story. Like what came of us, like how everything happened. And honestly, this is the perfect setup for me because I was like, what are you actually going to be able to accomplish? Like if you read the first book, you're like, what are you going to be able to accomplish? Here, I'm just going to put maybe the dust jacket back there so you guys can see it. Yeah, what are you going to be able to accomplish with a sequel with Bunny? And so this is like the best scenario in my opinion, because I don't know, I didn't want it to be kind of like a spin-off show where it's like they have like a new girl and they're doing like all of the things all over again. Like I don't know what in this universe like could have really happened to like make it different or not super repetitive, I guess. It's super interesting, and I love the fact that I am reading these, like literally finished my Frankenstein vlog where I read not only Frankenstein but like 3 retellings of Frankenstein. I also watched 2 of the older movies, well technically 3 older movies, and then the newer Frankenstein. I've been obsessed, like obsessed. So to then jump into Bunny and We Love You Bunny, it's perfect. There's so many Frankenstein references and literally like what they're doing. And this is a spoiler for the first book because I briefly mention it like when talking about it, but you know, the fact that they are turning these bunnies into men and experimenting with them and trying to find like the perfect way to be able to do this. And it's so interesting and funny and at the same time so cutthroat because they're like, if it doesn't turn out good, they're like these sweet girls saying, come here bunny, and like chasing after them with an axe and you know, stuff like that. It's just, it's so eerie but like so silly horror at the same time. Ugh, I've been loving my reread and picking up this one because it really does feel like a bunny book. And I will say, I know a lot of people are already complaining about the second person writing, but I feel the same. Like I feel like it is super annoying. I usually don't like to read. Like I don't like when the book is like reading to me in that way and like including me for the most part. Like it has to make sense. So for me, this makes sense. Like I want to be one of the bunnies with them. But in this case, we are tied up Samantha and the bunnies are now going to tell us their story. What do we think about the lip? It's a really weird like moussey consistency. James put this in my stocking. this morning. It's from NYX, but it's their Smooshy Matte Lip Balm. Hi Bunny, it's been a while, hasn't it? We missed you, we really did, so much. And look at you now, wow, all gothed out again, back to wearing your scary bleak clothes and your dark hair still hanging in front of your eye. How funny. You've been busy since we last saw you, haven't you? Very busy, apparently, scribbling in the dark, publishing your little novel. So Samantha essentially published Bunny and changed their names, but like they put the pieces together that like she went and sold their story and is talking about them, and now they want a little bit of their revenge, and so they tie her up and start telling her essentially the prequel of Bunny and before Samantha joined them. And I love this part, one, because it goes through each bunny. So we start with Cupcake. And what I really love about it is like what the first book didn't do, this one is doing in a way of, at the beginning of each POV, it's, hi there bunny, remember me? So clever of you truly to reduce me to a baked good. So funny that you described me as a manacle hair braider, or what was it again? A child of the corn going to prom? I'm not going to comment further on your novel, except to say that when I perused it during a rehearsal break, I'm back in the theater now, by the way. Oh, it's very lucrative. I laughed until I cried blood. But it goes on to, I believe, in each part, like do a little bit of a description of each one of these girls. And I just found that that was so cool. And like, I feel like it briefly did it in Bunny, but this is a lot more detailed because like after this little, you know, section, it ends with, or yes, me, Caroline. I mean, Coraline. It began with me, Coraline. So yeah, it's just kind of like them like reintroducing themselves and kind of talking about themselves a little bit. And I loved that. And then we jump into chapter 1, and this is the prequel story. This is about the girls' first experiment and what went wrong with it and how it was actually like the perfect experiment, but he got loose. And it's just such a fun time and ride, and hearing like the different POVs, because after we jump into Creepy Doll, who introduces themselves. Not that I don't think Coraline's amazing and that her storytelling is amazing. OMG, so good. It's just unfortunate for you, Bunny, for all of us, that on the night of absolute truth, in the midst of our healing journeys, she also decided to be just a little bit of a fucking liar, apparently. And so she takes over the story until Vignette takes over. She says, all right, I think we've heard enough from her, haven't we, Sam? I'll take it from here. And once again, it kind of explains who she is and then goes into her telling the story until the Duchess takes over. Part 2 opens with Arius, who is their first creation, and we get to jump into his mind. There's other people from the Bunny story in this. It's so cool seeing this POV of a creature. Again, the whole Frankenstein concept. I was like, oh, this is what I wanted. I loved it. I loved it so much. And I think I'm enjoying it more than others because of the concept of like just getting done with my Frankenstein readings, because this is landing so high for me. Like I'm just eating it up. We follow him for a while and then it does jump back to the bunnies. And part 3, it goes back to we. I think there is a moment where the Duchess kicks everybody out and she just talks to Samantha, and then she brings everybody back in. And so they're kind of all telling the story together now. And I don't know what to expect with the next 2 parts. I don't know if we're going to have Aries again. I don't know if we're going to have like just maybe Sam. I have no idea, because it's like we are Sam. It's a very interesting concept. I don't think that this would work for me for a lot of books, but for Mona Awad and Bunny, it works, and I'm eating it up. Like, I'm just loving it. I don't know all the negative reviews, and maybe I'll change my mind by the end, but all the negative reviews that I have seen, I'm shocked, because if you loved Bunny, this one is just so good. Like, I love having all of like the prequel information, and the fact that like the sequel aspect of it is just because their present time tied up Sam telling her about it is just, oh, it's so cool and I can't wait to see what happens. I've been contemplating how to segue into this part to wrap up this video because I really don't have any extra thoughts for you guys than what I said in the last clip. That was so long. So I feel like all of the info is there. I really enjoyed my time with this book. The journey of it was incredible. But with that being said, the last 2 parts I had left to finish, I feel like did go a little bit downhill for me. Part 4 was just kind of slow. There wasn't anything wrong with it. I feel like there was a lot of really good parts and really good moments that I enjoyed. And I really do like the prequel vibe of this. I had so much fun with it and being in the creatures or the first creations like mind and everything that creation went through. But yeah, the 4th part just like really slowed down for me in a lot of areas and I wasn't enjoying my time with it as much. With that being said, I appreciate what the 5th part did as far as just trying to tie in any loose ends and like wrap things up. But I do feel like it was in some ways a little rushed, a little abrupt. And also like we're still like kind of left. I don't know. I will say I kind of hope that we don't get another story. I'm good with the 2. I'm still landing at a high rating with this. I would give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed my time with it. And if anything, I feel like this one had a little bit more of like the Frankenstein vibes than the original. I feel like with the loneliness and the companionship, like seeking companionship and stuff like that, those elements are really heavy in this. And I overall just like really enjoyed my time with it. Yeah, not a perfect 5, but I will leave you guys with also, you guys already seen it in B-roll. Is this not the cutest? Oh my gosh, I found this artwork. It is by Reread. Their name is right there. I believe that's the right creators, but I searched for different fan art and I just absolutely adored that. And kind of getting a visual of the bunnies. I know Samantha's not in it. It is what it is. And then I did, you know, my reviews and stuff. Don't mind the handwriting, but you probably shouldn't be reading it because of spoilers. Anyways, it's not super spoilery, but don't look at my handwriting. Yeah, I love how it turned out. And honestly, like, if I'm ever seeming low and like just kind of out of sorts and sad, somebody needs to check in on me and ask me if I've been journaling, because the serotonin journaling gives me, oh my gosh. I am also like, I have some pages I have to go back and like wrap some things up. That's why I have so many like bookmarked right now. But I am like to the end of my journal, and I think this is going to be the first year where I actually finish in time to be able to post a video about it. So I'm super stoked about that. But I still have quite a bit to fill in for my end of the year. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the bunny vlog. Let me know what you think about Bunny. Maybe what you think about Bunny, what you think about We Love You Bunny. Did you like the sequel prequel vibes? I don't know, where do you land on it? There's people who still just are like, I didn't want this, it shouldn't have been a thing. And there's people who really, really loved it and enjoyed it. I think as a fan of Bunny, I loved it. It really does feel like an ode to the fans. Anyways, I cannot wait to see what Mona Awad comes out with next. There is still a couple on her backlist I need to get to. So expect that at some time. But besides that, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video.